my name is Hanifa. I'm a fashion designer and CEO at Hanifa. Today I'm speaking with Eckhaus Latta, with Zoe Latta, and Mike Eckhaus. And I am in DC. And today we are talking about the 2021 CFDA Vogue Fashion Fund.
Hi, I'm Zoe Latta, and I'm in Los Angeles with Mike, my business partner, who's in New York, and Hanifa, who is going to tell us what she is. To talk about the 2021 CFDA Vogue Fashion Fund.
I'm Mike Eckhaus. I'm half of Eckhaus Latta. I'm in New York.
What's one thing you admire about our business?
Your experience. I remember reading something about you running like a textile company and doing knitwear.
You know, so much that's behind.
Yeah, so I'm obsessed with knitwear, so I love that you were even running. I don't know, do you still run a textile company?
No.
Oh, you don't do that anymore. But I thought that was super cool, and just like all the companies that you guys work with, your experience, so many things, really admirable. And also I love that I think early on you guys were using like unconventional fabrics. So I thought that was cool and relatable in a way, because I remember early on, like just trying to figure out stuff, I'll go to like Joann's Fabrics. I don't know if you're familiar, but I'll see like something that's supposed to be like for a fence. I'm like, oh, cool. That would make like a super cool top, or, you know, just like trying different things. So I thought that was really cool. So just like, you know, I think for me, just moving at my own pace and not feeling pressured, you know what I mean? I've always ran my business that way, and I've always done things that way. So I just felt like it made sense to just, you know, do it in my hometown, do it in DC. I guess I would want to ask the same thing. What's one thing that you admire about me or my business?
Well, I love your knits, and I'm shocked and like so impressed by how you can get those price points. They're amazing. It seems so fancy and high end, and then like so approachable. So in price. Yeah, they're really beautiful.
Thank you. Oh, that's sweet.
That's one thing I admire.
What was your reaction when you found out you were part of the CFDA Vogue Fashion Fund finalists for 2021?
I was so excited because we've seen so many like amazing people, you know, come out of this program, and, you know, it kind of taking their brands and careers to like the next level. So just to be even amongst the group that I'm in, like all of you guys and everything, I was just honored. I was really excited, like really, really excited. And I wish there was a video to share my excitement, but it was very much so a lot of excitement.
Very cool.
How has the CFDA Vogue Fashion Fund helped you guys with your business or anything that you're doing?
It's been really beneficial being able to have just a larger sounding board of people within the industry, whether someone's more established, or I think also having this like new community of other younger brands to you know, have a conversation with and bounce ideas off of, I think is a great thing.
Yeah,
including the mentor, like having our mentor be someone that we're establishing a relationship with and hope to keep talking with in person. It's just really new to us and exciting.
I have another question. With like all the experience that you have, I also saw like you guys are like in a lot of different stores and things like that. During the process, were you like nervous at all with like talking to like whether it was like your mentor or some of the judges?
Yeah, I feel like maybe we're nervous all the time, or or never. I don't know. Like, I think one thing about doing this for 10 years is that you have to like take it all with a grain of salt. And that not one thing is gonna like be a giant pivot, or it's yet to happen to us in changing your career entirely, and then it's more an accumulation of a ton of different things. Exactly. And it's being a really positive, great one, but it's not like pivotal.
I mean,
what has your mentor helped you with the most?
I think so my mentor is Patrick Robinson, And I think he's just so cool. He's so chill. He just like throws out advice here and there. But I know when I was planning my show, or as I've been planning my show, this is your time to kind of show like who you are as a designer. And I thought that was cool because he was just like, sometimes people forget that element when they're, you know, when they have their first show, or when it's like a coming out party, quote unquote. And the like journalists and everyone else writes about what they think, you know, it is, or who you are. So he was just saying like, make sure that, you know, you make that very clear during that time. And I thought that was really valuable. And yeah, so I really took that and ran with that. So I really appreciate him for that.
That is good advice.
Stephanie Horton.
Oh, she's a straight shooter.
Yeah, she's badass, and she gives great advice, but we're definitely not joking around with her.
Yeah, she gives it to you straight. I like her though. She's cool.
Yeah,
I like what she's doing and everything. But yeah, I went to like a meeting at the CFDA, like, you know, when they have like those like meetings with like emerging designers, and she was there, and her advice was like straight, like I was like, wow.
Yeah, I think the only funny thing is like it's hard to keep up. Like trying to write notes and then afterwards it's like
But you kind of need that, you know, you need people like that, especially in this industry. Like I want it straight. I don't want anything else, so that's cool.
Who were you most surprised by in the selection committee members?
Surprised? I don't think I was really surprised. I think for me it was just because I guess like I kind of did things like the unconventional way, I guess, when you're trying to like make it into the fashion industry. So I've been kind of just doing my own thing in DC. So for me, just kind of seeing everyone on the selection committee, seeing the judges and all of that stuff, for me, it was just like, oh my God, this is so cool. You know, I've never been in this position before. So that's kind of how I took it. Can you describe your first time meeting Anna?
Yes. We were at LVMH Prize.
Oh my
Pink cocktail in our booth, and she comes up to us and she's like, oh yes, I've heard about you.
Oh my God.
When are you guys going to apply for the CFDA fund?
Oh my gosh.
Well, right now we're in the middle of this competition, and we'll get back to you on that. And it took us a few years to get back to her on it, but we did eventually.
Yeah. Well, here you go.
What about yourself?
So I did, Teen Vogue had like an event for emerging designers, I want to say it was 2019. And it was like an initiative that Lindsay Peoples-Wagner came up with. And we were one of the designers. And I remember like, we didn't even know we were going to meet her. We knew she like approved of everything and all of that stuff. And then like all of the rush and emotions and everything, Lindsay come to shoot, just like, Anna's actually here and you're gonna meet her in 5 minutes. And I'm just like, I kind of freaked out, got tongue-tied, but she was so sweet and, you know, she had really nice things to say. So it was cool. It was really cool. Unexpected, but very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And the person I'm dying to dress that I haven't, just gonna throw this one out there, is Joanna Newsom.
It's a good one. I'd say Hunter Biden. I think it'd be cool to dress Hunter Biden. It would be. I think it'd be cool.
Okay.
Goals. Manifested. If you throw it out into the universe, it will come back to us.
Yeah,
What about you?
Honestly, it has to be like Beyonce, because she is someone that I admire, like her work ethic. I know her team is probably like massive, but just like what she puts out, how she puts things out, I'm just so inspired by her. So it would literally be an honor to like dress her and like meet her and just like have a conversation with her too.
Manifest it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun. Wait, what are other
business?
Yeah. Okay. What's your rose and thorn of 2021?
My rose would be, honestly, being safe and alive, to be quite honest, because of like all that we're experiencing with the pandemic and all of that stuff, and just still having a business, because I know COVID took out a lot of people. a lot of businesses. Thorn, I would also say the pandemic also, because of a lot of limitations that we have with certain things that we have to do or we can't do. Yeah, it would have to be COVID, honestly.
That's pretty good. That's pretty fair.
How about you?
I would say Rose would be 2007. It's like 2021 and 2020 might as well be the same year.
Yeah.
It's like
honestly, yeah.
I think definitely Rose would be like, yeah, still being around is like a really good Rose. And I also think like health and like lucky that people in my close life have like, been, not affected severely by COVID. And definitely like rebounding as a business. At one point it was very rocky in the beginning of the pandemic, and like coming on the other side, feeling really positive about things right now. And Thorn would be kind of like the sort of feeling like everything's kind of swinging right back to what it was in like the winter of 2020, right before the pandemic hit, and like everyone kind of like losing this sort of like nice pace that I think a lot of people really valued given like lockdown and everything, and just how disrupted everyone's lives became, and kind of the fear that we're all just gonna like forget about that entirely and just go back to all the ways we were working, which felt really psychotic. And that definitely feels like a looming thorn.
That's a really good one. I could see that. Like things are actually moving really quickly. Like I'm just like, how, I can agree with that 100%. That's a really good one.
What about you, Zoe? I guess we can also ask each other questions.
Yeah.
No, I think that thorn is really real. Like pre-COVID anxiety, I forgot about. COVID anxiety took the stage, and then it was like actually in some ways nicer. But no, I'm really thankful to be alive and well and still have a business. And
one trend that I won't buy into. I don't know. I'm trying to think like what's trendy right now. Is that a thing? My trend opposed? I don't really know.
It's so many. It's so many. So many.
I guess I don't really like a low-rise miniskirt.
Oh, I think I do.
I think we might be talking about the same.
But at the same time, I appreciate it.
Okay.
Yes. I'm happy for those that engage. I just don't think it's for me.
Exactly. Oh, what was your first splurge?
Love that question.
Ooh. When I was working at Marc Jacobs, there was this.
I had splurges before this.
I know I had splurges before this, but okay, I'm trying to think of first splurge.
Like a bad, embarrassing one. You had some like weird shit.
I have some. Nothing I've ever bought is embarrassing. First of all, even with time, because when you have storage units and you learn that it all circles back, and then you want it like 20 years later. There's been so many. It's really the problem. Of what was the first splurge is hard to remember what defines the first one. I'm trying to think back to that.
Well, okay. Have you think about the one where you question if you should.
Where I question it.
You should spend the money or not.
I'm thinking. I feel like recent splurge. I feel like the thing, there's like, I have this whole like space of like, there's things I wish I had purchased that I passed up that felt like splurges. because everything kind of always feels like a little bit of a splurge, but it also depends on how you like pace it out, because it's like, I'm not someone who's going to shell out over like, you know, like $700 on a piece of clothing. That's just reality. But you can accidentally slip into the situation where you're buying lots of little things that are all $200 or $300, and you essentially are spending like $1,200 on something. But splurge, I feel like what comes to mind as big first anxiety splurge was this Comme des Garçons jacket that I got when I was working at Marc Jacobs at the If Basement sale, and it was at like Redux Lumps and Bumps collection, and it was like $600 or something, and I was like, I just got out of college and I was like, can you do this? And I did, and I was really happy that I did it. But yeah, you know, it's an addiction.
That first one, after that, it's a wrap.
What was yours?
Wow, mine. It was like it's like a YSL bag, and it was like $17.50, and I was just like, should I buy it?
I'm happy you did.
Should I not buy it? I was just like, oh my God. But then you got to reward yourself, man. We work too hard. Being a business owner is just too hard sometimes.
Emma, sitting next to you, Mike, wears it every day.
Clinique Happy? Oh, Clinique Happy.
Oh, I was like, what did she say?
I thought you were saying Clinique Happy. I was like,
I know. I was like, what is that?
Weird Santa Cruz hippie bullshit is she talking about?
No.
Clinique Happy. Clinique Happy, of course.
Yeah, generic mall perfume, classic.
Yeah. Wow.
Very, it was like whatever, $60, but the feeling of like going and getting some little objet that defines you in a new way, orgasmic.
Yeah. That like rush after you buy something, and you're like, walk out of the store, like, I must have a cigarette right now. What was on the topic of shopping? What was the last thing you bought?
Oh my gosh. So I was in New York on Saturday. I went to Mood, and I wore these Bottega like tire boots, I think that, or the lug boots, whatever.
These ones?
The ones that have like the color at the bottom. I forgot which one.
Yeah, the tire.
Yeah, the tire boots. So I don't know what possessed me to wear those when I was going to be walking around, but I think they were actually a little too big. So I had like a blister situation on the back of my foot, and it was just so painful. And I was just like, I have to run somewhere to grab something. And Bergdorf's was right there. And I was looking for something like comfortable that I could just wear. And I bought some Balenciaga slides.
I love your style.
I know. What color is the tread on your boot?
It's like that salmon pinkish color.
Cute.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's cute. I could find some stuff, there with it. But yeah. How about you guys? What's your most recent?
My most recent, somewhere in the past 72 hours. I don't know when I bought this, but somewhere in the past 72 hours, I found this on Grailed. I'm obsessed with Grailed for vintage helmet Lang, and I bought this coat that was really cheap, and I'm happy about it. And it's a women's like extra like size 0. I don't know if it'll fit me, but I'm really excited to have it. And it was like a really good price, and I just couldn't say no. And it should be in the mail someday soon. I should be getting it any day now. So I'm excited for that. What about you, Zoe?
Well, I just bought a couch that was insane to buy something that big.
Ooh, that's a good splurge.
And then clothes-wise, I really hate the Real has this feature that when you part something, they tell you when it goes on sale. And then it feels like you really have to get it, and I had to get an Alaya dress and a silky sweater.
Okay.
I mean, both the prices were insane. I just had to do it, but I'm very happy with both pieces. It's okay.
Okay.
Fun. Wow, well, everyone's done some good shopping lately. Good for us.
I know. That furniture one is a good one.